Very good. Good evening. Good evening. Wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Hey, I carry this with great pride and I feel the honor, but I carry it for all of the Alcoans and particularly for those that have worked side by side with you core members many, many times at PS48 and at other places, right? But not only do I take my hat off to all of you, I also want to take my hat off to all of the teachers that are here in the room. The good thing is, at Alcoa, it's pretty easy to get things like that done, because to do something with the community, to work together with the community, to earn the right to be part of the community is part of our DNA. We do that all along, and we actually have once a year, as was just said, the Alcoa Month of Service worldwide. October is our month of service worldwide, and we do all kinds of events during the October time. Last year, 37% of our 60,000 employees, which is 22,000 employees worldwide, volunteered and did something in their communities. Just to give you an impression, about 800 events, and a lot of people were reached. Events like planting trees, events like building shelters, a lot of events around education. In the educational events, we reached, in the month of October alone, 27,000 kids worldwide, in 23 countries. That's why I'm carrying this with great, great pride. We believe in that. We also believe that the engagement that we see is important for our employees, right? It's the cheapest way to get the employee workforce out of thinking just about tinfoil. I think, right? Or aluminum prices, right? To get real, to be together with real people in real environments and to do something good. I personally believe this is the best way to get an engaged group of people, engaged group of employees. It's a great recruiting tool, by the way, speaking to all of you that come from business. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Tonight has the name of Ripples of Hope. And I tell you what, when you see the statistic, that is very much needed. It was in the movie there, every 26 seconds in the US, a child drops out of school. But the part that you didn't tell, and that I learned from you, Itai, and your folks, is that any pupil that doesn't have a high school degree is 3 times more likely to end up with no job, right? Determining their life pretty much being over. And the worst of all statistics, and we just heard it from you in such a beautiful way, and thank you for sharing that story. I know that it's not easy to share those stories, right? 8 times more likely to spend time in jail if you don't have a high school degree. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about societal foundations, societal change. The reason why I believe in this is because, as you can hear from my accent, I grew up in Texas. Well, I actually grew up in the north of Germany. My parents were refugees from East Germany, and that alone wasn't easy. I grew up in a pretty rough neighborhood because that's the only thing that they could afford, pretty much having nothing. And then my father died when I was 10, and life started all over again and being rough. I had a great support by my mother, by my teachers, by the local church, and it helped me a lot to get through difficult times. But I also saw a lot of my friends, my schoolmates in that neighborhood that didn't have that support, and that were absolutely equally smart, probably smarter, equally determined, but had dysfunctional families. I could tell you endless stories on how survival was there, how difficult it was. And I know that what you are doing here every day, and what the teachers are doing every day, and what City Year does, is so important to get people on the right path. Along the line of, a mind that gets stretched by a new idea never goes back to its original dimension. And that's what you're doing, and that's what you're doing every day, and that's why I take my hat off. I take my hat off to you, core members. I take my hat off to the City Year organization. I take my hat off to all of the teachers. I take my hat off to all of you here tonight. The teaching that you do basically means can we come back? The teaching that you right, doesn't like me. Okay. The teaching that you do goes way beyond just being a teacher of substance. You stand there, and I think we could all see that here tonight, as carriers of hope for a better future, and as role models. With all the things that you do, you inspire them, you give them stability, you lead them in their life. I truly take my hat off to you. And let me try something now. City Year Core, are you ready?
City Year, always ready.
As though I had expected that. Well, now comes the hard part. All of you in the room, are you ready?
New York, always ready.
Okay, we all together, are we ready? Woo, that works. Ready to continue that path that City Year has brought us on. Thank you for your support. My passion will always be there. Alcoa's passion will always be there, with a microphone or without.
Well, I just learned two things tonight. That Dr. Hughes could be a mayor, and that Mr. Kleinfeld is definitely not from Texas. But seriously, I would like to thank you, Klaus, for those inspiring words and your incredible support of City of New York, and specifically my school, PS48. The red jacket is a token of appreciation for your commitment to the South Bronx. I know serving alongside Alcoa volunteers has been invaluable, and we look forward to continuing our partnership in the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a City Year Core member serving his second year in New York, our resident crooner, Cal D. Shedrick.
This is one of my favorite songs. It's very powerful, and I hope you enjoy it. If you're out there. If you hear this message, wherever you stand, calling every woman, calling every man, we're the generation, can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, we're already late. We've been looking for a song to sing, search for a melody, we search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, then go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow starting now. No more broken promises, no more